Hey guys, Alyssa here with Red Wolf Imports, and I'm here to talk about South Africa and its different wine growing regions. South Africa has regions that are cool and close to the water, regions that are mountainous, regions that are pretty hot and pretty dry. So we'll start today talking about some of the cooler regions in South Africa. Constantia, right outside of Cape Town, is South Africa's oldest wine growing region. It's actually where they first planted vines back in the 1600s. Constantia is also one of the smallest wine regions in South Africa, and it is considered a cool region. If you've ever been to Cape Town or maybe San Francisco, you know what those cool ocean breezes coming off the Atlantic feel like. And because of that cooler climate, Constantia is an ideal place for growing grapes like Sauvignon Blanc. Now, if you leave Constantia and Cape Town and drive along the coast for about 2.5 hours, you're going to come to a town called Hermanus, and that is in the Walker Bay region, part of the Cape South Coast wine growing area. Cape South Coast grows amazing wines, and that because it is so close to the water, it is quite a bit cooler there. My favorite region in the Cape South Coast is Hemelanarda. Hemelanarda translates from Afrikaans to English as heaven and earth, and I can tell you it is actually that pretty there. Hemelanarda is famous for cooler climate wines as well, particularly Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, and it's considered kind of like the Burgundy of South Africa. So you can find some really beautiful Chardonnays, Pinots, lovely wines. And fun fact, as a tourist, if you go to Hemelanarda between June and November, and you go to the town there, Hermanus, and you sit and whatever, have lunch overlooking the water, you might see some whales. Hermanus is famous for land-based whale watching. So you can actually sit there and watch whales jumping and breaching in the bay. All right, then if we're gonna leave our cooler climate regions, we'll talk next about Swartland. Swartland is not a cool climate in South Africa. It's hot and it's dry. And they're discovering that Swartland has some incredibly old vines that date back almost 100 years. And this is a region where you can find beautiful Chenin Blanc. All right, finally we'll talk about some of the mountainous regions in South Africa. If you're driving around the winelands just outside of Cape Town, if you look anywhere to the north, to the east, you'll see all these different mountain ranges. One of those mountains, Simon's Mountain, is where wineries like Zorgvliet grow some beautiful red Bordeaux varietals. It's a little warmer there because it's further inland, but the mountains cool things down a bit, and the strong South African winds do still bring some of that coastal influence inward. But you can grow these like rich, bold, red grape varietals. Finally, just over the mountain, just over the Simmonsberg Mountains, is Stellenbosch. Now, Stellenbosch is South Africa's most famous wine growing region. It's kind of like their Napa Valley. Stellenbosch is also developing a reputation for beautiful red wines, including Cabernet Sauvignon and Pinotage. Now, Pinotage is not a grape that you really see grown much outside of South Africa. And it was actually invented in South Africa back in the 1920s. A scientist was trying to come up with a way to create like a hardier version of Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is finicky, it's tough to grow, it needs very specific conditions. So they wanted to see if they could, do some crosses of different grapes and make a stronger version. So this doctor crossed Pinot Noir with a grape called Cinsault, which is a French wine grape, and basically completely failed in his experiment to make a hardy Pinot Noir. But what he did make is Pinotage. So Pinotage is a grape that grows beautifully in South Africa's warmer regions and cooler regions, and especially in Stellenbosch. Whether you like wines from cooler regions, from warmer regions, South Africa has something to offer you. So thank you for learning about South African wine. Enjoy the wines. Cheers.